It's time now for the game preview presented by Ticketmaster here with head coach Kevin Stefanski. Kevin, 4 games in, you're 2-2. General thoughts on the early part of the season so far?
Yeah, I mean, 2-2 is average. So, 2 games we felt like we did enough to win. 2 games we certainly did not. So, have to learn from it. This break being where it is good for us. We'll take a deep breath and then get ready for the long haul. Bye
week's a good time to kind of analyze where you're at, right? Offense, defense, special teams. We have all of it. We'll start with special teams, though. Dustin Hopkins. He has been playing pretty consistently, it seems. What's that meant for this team?
Dustin's been outstanding, steadying presence for our special teams. He's a pro. We have a ton of confidence in him when we call upon him.
Now, defense, right? First 3 games, lights out, top of the NFL in a bunch of different categories. Game 4, a little bit of a struggle. What does that say to you that you're going into the bye and they're looking to adjust?
Well, Game 4 being a little bit of a struggle shows you how far and how high we've raised the bar. I'm really proud of those guys and the effort that we're giving day in and day out. Of course, we didn't play perfect the other day, but I really appreciate what the guys are doing. I think there's definitely room to grow, like always, and Jim and the defensive staff are certainly pressing forward with a mindset that we're going to get better, but really pleased so far where we are, and now we got to continue on.
I know there's a lot of guys you could pinpoint that are having big seasons, but all eyes have been on Myles Garrett. What is different about him this year?
He's a very complete player. He always has been, but I do think, like we've always talked about, there's a little bit more that he can give. There's always potential that he's trying to reach, and I think whether you look at the run game, the pass game where he's been so disruptive, I just see a player that is really taking to this scheme and what we're trying to do.
Offensively, we've talked about some of the struggles that you guys have been putting together and figuring out. Game 3, you seem to have done that. Where do you see this offense as it stands right now, 4 games in?
Well, I think played well in 2 and not so well in the other 2. So that's kind of where you come up with a 2-2 record. We have to take care of the ball. That's really the simplest way. Where we are right now in terms of giveaways is just crazy. You can't win that way. So that's going to be one of our focuses moving forward, but there's still plenty that we're excited about, plenty that we're doing some really good things. Just got to be more consistent and take care of the ball.
I was going to ask you about that, the turnover. You're -7. I'm sure that's not where you want to be, right? But on both sides of the ball, what can you do to improve that?
Yeah, I think first and foremost is taking care of the ball. I think we've put the ball on the ground. We've obviously had some interceptions, which we understand they're going to happen at times, but we just have to do a better job. It's really hard to win in the league when you're giving the ball away. Defensively, those come in bunches, as we've seen over the years. We always want to make sure that we're playing a sound style of defense, and the second and third guy are coming in to knock the ball out, but I do think those things come.
I know you can't do anything about them, but injuries they're a part of the game, and you guys have seemed to take a couple really big hits. How has that impacted what you've done early?
That's the NFL, honestly. You look across the league, and I think everybody's dealing with the injury bug at some form or fashion. We're disappointed for the guys that aren't with us with the injuries, but we have a bunch of guys that will ultimately come back, and you just have to continue to plug away and move forward with that. It's the unfortunate reality of this league.
You're in the bye week. What's the mentality for you and all of these players moving forward with San Fran next up?
We need to get better. There's certain things that we've identified and we have to fix them. Fixing them in a variety of ways. It can happen in the meeting room, can happen here on the field. But we're really confident with the guys that we have. Now it's a matter of finding some things that we need to continue to do better and some things that maybe we haven't done well, and we'll pivot from there.
I know you don't like to give them, but 4 games in with this bye week, what are your expectations for the rest of the season?
I think competing in this next one, we've already turned our sights to San Francisco, so we're going to have a really good opponent at our place coming out of this bye, which is exciting for us, but really goes back to playing good, sound, complementary football. Obviously, taking care of the rock will be a big focus.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Enjoy the week off.
Thanks, Cam.